And we are recording immediately.
And who's the old fart of the show? Well, not me today. You sound like my grandpa on his deathbed.
What's that, Billy? It's my emphysemas. It's acting up again.
Did I ever tell you that before my grandfather died, he had this sudden surge of strength and jumped on his knees, put his arms up, and started talking about the Garden of Eden, and it freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah.
I ran out the door.
That's a big.
It's a real thing, though.
Yeah, no, it happens. And to be fair, it's probably good you left. He probably pooped himself after, and it's like a sludgy kind of poop because they're not eating much at that stage of their lives. Mostly like the chemical. It's like gross. So
like soft serve.
That's right. That's right. But
who doesn't love a little soft serve?
But when you go to McDonald's and the same machine is broken, you're like, really? It's fucking broken again? And they're like, no, look, we'll show you. And they push the thing, and it's like a little just like a little just drops on the ground. It's like that. It's not.
I don't go to McDonald's as often as you do.
Smooth gooey. But I'm a handkerchief.
They got it. They got it together at Sweet Greens. So yeah, I noticed that you have a handkerchief. Can I ask you a question? What is the difference between a handkerchief, a pocket square, and a cloth napkin?
Well,
at grandma's house.
The napkin obviously would be kind of ideal, but you would have to use many throughout the day, which is not as good for the environment. The pocket square is decorative. You put that shit right there. Some people use their pocket squares as handkerchiefs, but you're not really supposed to. It's more like a decoration. It's like using your fucking tie to fucking blow your nose. You know what I mean? Like, what are you I guess you could do that, but it's not really. Well, your handkerchief is, you sneeze or you're sweaty, but you use them, and once you get a couple of uses out of them, you gotta fucking wash them. You know what I mean? So you gotta have a few in rotation that you can wash around. And these were my dad's, so I never was a handkerchief person, but I found them to be very fucking useful. In the summertime, when it was hot as fuck. Usually the problem is once you get sweating, once you officially sweat, it's very hard to stop. But if you can get yourself dab yourself off before the sweat officially comes out of you, it's easier to stay cool and dry. And I found that out with a fucking handkerchief. I carried one day, and it was literally sitting there in the train starting it, and I just do a little dab. It's like, oh man, I'm doing good over here. And I managed to not be a fucking sweaty mess by the time I got to my show.
A lot of guys with bald heads do that on the crown of their head.
Yeah, it's honestly very refreshing. It feels good. And this was a hot summer some days, so
I feel like a true handkerchief should probably be cotton, because I see that some places sell silk handkerchiefs, and I can't imagine silk being absorbent or fun to sneeze in. So, okay, let me ask you a hygiene question.
Okay.
A handkerchief stays in your pocket for the entire day, correct?
Yeah.
So if you sneeze into the handkerchief in the morning, this is the same handkerchief you use in the evening, but you just blow your nose on another corner. Do you rotate it?
They're here, let me show you. It goes pretty wide. So that's the trick. You don't want to go in the full goddamn middle of the handkerchief. You know what I mean? It's like a fucking, you want to pick a side and then start kind of, and ideally you don't need to use it that much throughout the day, so
if you were to blow your nose in said handkerchief in the morning on the train on the way to work, and then coming home you were sweaty, you're gonna dab your forehead with the same handkerchief that you have your boogers in?
Yeah, but a different side of it.
Okay. Again, it's all about the rotation. I see. Okay.
And again, you hope it doesn't come to that, but sometimes decisions have to be made, and you don't have a napkin. And a handkerchief, again, it's better for the environment. It's good. It's fine. It's cool.
Okay, sounds good.
I've never felt more judged in my life. But anyways, we're gonna do this. And 3.
Shame.
2.
Shame. Shame.
What are you doing?
Testes in my mouth.
Get on the ground, you fucking pledge!
Ew.
Welcome to the greatest podcast experience of your life. This is the FratChat Podcast.
All young men like three things. Food, booze, pussy.
Featuring Carlos Garcia and Chris Moore.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasts in time. It's the FratChat Podcast. I'm Carlos Garcia with Mr. Chris CMO Moore. How's it going, Mr. Mo?
Good. I'm a little baked at the moment. Just a little high. Do my eyes look pink?
Yeah, you can
They
say
used to be blue.
you can say this podcast is sponsored by Toll House today because we are baked. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, but we're not sponsored by Toll House. Don't sue us, Toll House. But anyways, yeah. How's the non-handkerchief life over there, Mr. Mo?
Oh, good. But you know what? I go through Kleenex more than anyone else I know. I blow my nose
Yeah, it's expensive.
so much.
Meanwhile, handkerchiefs, you just throw them in your washer and dryer. Boom.
You know, maybe I should consider, but I think I would have to have like a handkerchief in every pocket. You know
Well,
what I
now
mean? Or
you're
to have,
made me
like,
consider
multiple.
some stuff. Maybe I'm going to be doing two handkerchiefs, one for boogers and one for dabbing sweat. Yeah, gave away something to think about there.
You know
But
what? I
keep them
had
in
this
different pockets.
what's it called? An ascot, which is kind of like a long handkerchief almost, a silk. You tie it around your
I thought
neck.
that was an ass mascot. I don't know what that
Ass
meant.
mascot. Am I saying that right? Is it ascot? Ass something.
I don't.
Ass. Anyway,
Maybe.
but you know, I've never worn it because to me, I'm like, okay, this is a whole level of gay that I've never experienced, and also, I don't know how to tie it.
Oh yeah, it is an ascot. Yeah, but you would look like
Let me see if I can
so
grab it.
gay with one.
Well, I happen to have one here. And so whenever I try to rock
Oh
it
my
out,
god, what is
I'm
that
like,
thing?
it's got
That is like the
ice cream
gayest.
cones on
Yes,
it.
I am.
So
No, I mean this with love.
is it just
No, you don't
is
just
that
tie it in
it?
a knot like that, you fool. You look, what
I
the
know, I don't
fuck?
know. Or do you put it on the side? Is it
I
is
mean, if
this
you're
how
gonna
it's
knot
supposed
it, you look like Tupac on his neck. Like a Tupac's bandana fell off his neck. He used to tie
I
it like
wake up in
that.
the morning and I ask myself, I see no
Yeah.
changes. All I see is racist faces.
Yeah,
Okay,
and you never
so
want to have a knot like that because someone could fucking pull it and strangle you with your own goddamn headband. It's like
I really
almost like
don't.
tying a tie. Do you know how to tie a tie?
Yeah, but I don't know if I don't know. I
You
need
just gotta
help.
watch a YouTube video. Like, what the
Can I do
fuck is
that?
that? Really? That is what you're doing? That is what you're
I don't
doing?
know.
You
Is
look
this
like you're disabled. You look like one of those cancer patients that has the thing.
Oh, really?
I cover this so you can't see my hole.
You know, some drag queens you have to hide the Adam's apple. But I'm like, well,
Yeah,
maybe
that's kind of what that looks like.
I was like, I understand you're trying to hide the Adam's apple, but like, how do you hide those size 12 feet of yours?
So yeah, you're
Um,
trying to look like a bottom because you're succeeding with that
it's like you're 7 feet tall. Like, we don't care about the Adam's apple. Who cares? Just
Yeah,
dance
right.
for me, you know.
Oh boy. Anywho, this is a great start to the show. So it's probably a great time to hear from you guys because it is time for emails from the listeners. We got some good ones actually. We got let's see what a Halloween related one and a pop culture related one, which is always good stuff. And listeners teaching me shit too. So let's go to now. I'll start with mine because yours is a good main event with this week. I had no
Okay.
idea this shit happened. But anyways, we got. I feel like the whole email didn't copy over, so let me double check. Super quick. My apologies.
I'm looking at a long email. There's more of this? Tim from Long Island?
Oh yeah. Tim from Long Island. It's not. It didn't load on my thing. There it is. Now it
I was
did.
like,
That
is
is
there
so weird.
more? Jesus Christ, Tim. Thank you for the email, but you're super long-winded.
Yeah. For some reason, it didn't load on my screen, but there it is. Nice refresh. Okay. He goes. And no, he's from Long Island, so I know he talks like Long Island. Hey, FratChat crew, I need help. My roommate has officially lost his goddamn mind this Halloween season. It all started off harmless enough. A few pumpkins, a fake cobweb or two, cute, festive, whatever. But now it's like Spirit of Halloween and a psych ward had a baby in my living room. This dude refuses to speak normally anymore. Every single thing he says is a horror movie quote. I asked him to pass the salt, and he looked me dead in the eye and whispered, "The power of Christ compels you." Like, bro, I just want my eggs seasoned, not an exorcism. He greets people at the door saying, "Do you want to play a game?" in his best jigsaw voice, and then laughs to himself for like 10 minutes. He also replaced all the family photos with framed pictures of Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, and get this, his own face photoshopped into horror movie posters. Last night, I woke up to find him standing in the kitchen wearing a ghost face mask, slowly stirring a pot of chili. Asked him what he was doing, and he said, "Cook it up, something killer." Then he just walked away. No context, no explanation. Anyways, is this normal Halloween enthusiasm, or should I call a priest? Because if he says, "Here's Johnny" one more time and I walk in the bathroom, I'm moving the fuck out. Tim from Long Island.
So that accent, was it Long Island, New York? Was it Italian? Was it
Yeah,
1920s gangster? A
it's like
little of
Italian,
all the
Long
above?
Island, New York. They all talk like that. You should see it. I used to date a Long Island girl. She didn't talk like that, but a lot of her
Did she
Italian
say,
side.
"Here's Johnny" every time you walked into the bathroom?
So that's what I said when I pull out my penis, actually.
But they call
To
the
this day.
bathroom the John, so I think that's clever.
It is clever. That is clever. But I'm gonna say, like, it's kind of annoying. But if he's just having fun with Halloween and he only does it during Halloween, then fucking let him be. Maybe he's just not for you. But there's people out there that love Halloween, and you know what I mean. Just like there's people out there that love Christmas and
Oh,
they
I'm that
celebrate it.
person.
Yeah, like I love Christmas too. Like we've kept our Christmas tree up way longer than we should have just because we like it. But it's like the kind of thing where some people celebrate Christmas like 3 months out of the fucking year. Some people even longer. Some people do the same thing with Halloween.
I actually
They
thought of
love
putting
that
up
shit.
Christmas decor now. I was talking to my therapist, and she's like, "How's your depression?" I was like, "It's okay," but I was like, I just need a project." And she's like, "Well, what makes you happy?" And I was like, "Christmas decorations." She's like, "Put it up." I was like, "It's so
Yeah.
early. It's too early." She's like, "Not for Target, not for Michael's." She's like, "You know what? Put it up. If it
Yeah,
makes you
you
happy,
could
who gives a
decorate a
fuck?"
room. Get a room ready because honestly, I was telling Julie, November's fucking you blink and it's here.
I know.
We're recording this. It's midway out through October already. Like what the fuck? I just feel like I just started October. Like
Christmas
it's
is in
already.
2.5 months.
I know, dude.
That's
I know.
crazy.
Like we have to do Christmas shopping soon. That's crazy. Fuck. That's
You know,
crazy.
I feel like um this time of year, okay, I love Christmas. I think I get into the Christmas spirit. I think the Christmas spirit, it also includes like volunteering, giving back to the community, and things like that. So if Halloween season makes you wanna fan out over some creepy horror movie quotes, who cares? You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
also think that like this season, people like to go and do haunted hay rides or go to haunted houses and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
People, this time of year, do like to watch horror movies, so
Yeah, it's
like I
fun.
don't think this
Halloween's
is
fun
that like
season.
out of character.
Just be fun, Tim. I know it's kind of annoying when someone just doesn't let go of the bit, but sometimes you can even say, "Hey, man, you're taking it too far." But if it's just I get it, if it's just a month. But if it's 6 months out of the fucking year living with this person, then you might just want to find a different roommate. You can still be friends with the person. I have people who are some of my best friends, but I know that I could never fucking live with, and it is just the reality of the situation. Like even sharing like vacation spots with them or anything of the sort, I'm just like, nope, this would not work out.
I
Glad we're
um
best friends, but nope.
there are some friends of mine that I joke with purely because I know it drives them nuts and it's for
Mhm.
my own personal satisfaction.
Totally,
So
it's funny.
Tim from Long Island, if you're that like whiny little bitch who's like, "Oh, come on. I'm sick of
Yeah, he
this."
might be doing it on
You
purpose
might be doing it just to see
just to
your
fuck with you. It's gonna be funny.
fag out in your reaction, you know?
Yeah, too. That's very true. That's very true. So hopefully, we can't solve your problem here because we do need a little more context in the situation. But I will say we gave you options. So let us know how it works out. Feel free to write us back.
I
Tim from
I have
Long
a
Island.
coworker who is on our time zone and in another state, and I always say, "Hey, Joe Schmo, what time is it over there? Sorry, I just get these time zones so confused." And he's always like, "Chris, we're in the same time." Oh my God,
Yeah,
like,
he's,
are you
he's like, I'm
kidding
in New
me?
Jersey,
You're
asshole.
you're a global trainer and you don't know this, and I do know. It's just funny to hear his reaction every time. Like, sorry, man, I just can't get it together. He's like, "Oh, Chris, like you need an assistant. I have one."
That's funny. That
But
is funny.
anyhow,
That's good.
well,
What
I
you
have an
got?
email. This is from a girl, Cindy from
Whoa.
Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, bitch.
Hotlanta.
Hey,
Dun,
girl.
dun, dun, dun. You
Um,
said, hey, down.
I like Atlanta. I like Savannah the most, though.
Julie was
Um,
just in Atlanta actually last week.
oh, really?
Literally, like this perfect timing. She had a work thing there, so she was there for like a couple days.
There's some good Southern cooking in Atlanta.
I haven't had it. I would love
Like, if
to.
you want, like, just like barbecue or like whatever, it's all
I've
really good
driven
down
through
there.
Atlanta on my way to I've driven to Florida a bunch of times from like Maryland and stuff, but I've never had food in Atlanta.
Atlanta,
And
even though
I
Georgia's
wish.
pretty conservative, Atlanta is hella gay.
Yeah, Atlanta's pretty sweet. Atlanta gets a pass. They cool. I like
All right,
Atlanta.
well, Cindy, hey girl, thanks so much for listening. Normally we have a bunch of douchey guys that listen. Okay, so Cindy wrote, "Hey dudes, knowing that you are both fans of Bravo, and
Yeah.
straight guys out there, Bravo is a television network that has a lot of reality TV." Okay.
Hey, straight guys know what it is. I'm straight, and I fucking watch it.
Oh,
They know
but
what
would
it
you have ever been introduced to it if it wasn't for Julie?
is. Well, I was introduced to it by my college girlfriend, but I guess I wouldn't have been introduced to it. I maybe I would have been introduced to it by someone ripping on the Kardashians, and then that's how I probably would have seen Bravo. So, but probably a girl. That's why I sat down to
Okay.
watch Bravo for the first time.
Well, she wrote, knowing that you're both fans of Bravo, what are your thoughts on Wendy Osefo's recent arrests and charges? Um, Signed, Cindy from Atlanta, Georgia. So I don't know if I'm
So
saying her last name
far,
right. Osefo? I don't know. I think she's has Nigerian origin. So to the country of Nigeria, I'm sorry if I mispronounce that name. But so basically, from a nutshell, Wendy, on the show, she's on the Real Housewives of Potomac, and she's has like a bunch of degrees. She's like super educated. So she and her husband are presumably very successful. They have a really big house. They wear a lot of nice things. She's a beautiful lady. And I think that these shows, you're kind of encouraged to like showcase this, you know,
grandiose life.
yeah, this extreme wasteful
Yeah,
extravagance, you know?
totally.
And so, and then we eat it up, you know, consumer. I mean, viewers, we love to see rich people with problems. It makes us feel better. We also love to fantasize about having this much wealth. But I will say that these charges are regarding like fraud and like a potentially bogus insurance claim. So
Yeah, on
long
a
story
fake
short,
robbery.
yeah, long story short, there was uh, a robbery that was an apparent robbery that was in on vacation in Jamaica last year, 2024, and there was a claim to recover because a lot of items were taken and not recovered. So there was like a claim of like $100,000 that I guess that this couple was awarded. But since then,
$450,000 was the claims.
it was $450,000.
That's
Oh wow.
so much money. And they were sketchy
So
with their police stuff. But yeah, go ahead. This is
so
juicy as
there's a
shit, dude. I had
record.
no idea.
Listen, these insurance companies, if you think anyone's lawyered up, it's insurance companies because they don't want to pay
Yeah,
nothing for
buddy. And
nobody.
they're ready. They're ready to fuck you. They're teaming with the
Yeah.
popo just so they don't have to pay out shit.
Oh, totally. So they have records of this couple, Wendy and her husband, purchasing like designer bags and jewelry, and also records of returning said um, bags and jewelry prior to this supposed burglary. So they were like, well, how can they burglarize you? How can they steal these things if these things were already returned and refunded to your credit card at these local retailers? And then in addition to that, I think that there's also a claim that Wendy wore a piece of jewelry, like a ring potentially, allegedly, that she claimed was stolen, but in a later social media post, she was caught wearing it. So they were
What a
like, okay,
moron, though.
they
Like, are
steal
you
it or
fucking
not?
stupid?
But the thing is, she's not. She's like the most educated one on the show. So I'm like, how is this happening? And like she's very well liked by fans, and fans are like
Nah,
going up to bat for her. But I'm like, guys, you can't defend this. Like,
I don't know.
this
Did you
is
see
so
that mugshot,
premeditated
though?
and sneaky. Yeah, they
That's a
both look
crazy
high.
mugshot.
Yeah.
You do not. That's a very unfortunate mugshot. I know she's very pretty outside, but like that smile does not help you.
Well, they both posted
Terrifying.
bail, and they are back in their residence, and they're asking for privacy at this time. Obviously, I mean, like,
Yeah,
oof, that's
true.
so embarrassing.
That's what any reality TV star really wants, privacy.
But I feel like when it comes to like tax brackets, like everything is structured in your favor for the rich 1%. Do you know what I mean? And it does kind of like it drives me nuts when wealthy people get in trouble for like these types of things. I think about the Crisley family. Like
Yeah,
like when is enough enough? Like how like you have so much and you're so greedy for more? Like, oh my gosh. It's
fuckers.
crazy.
Yeah, but
I
yeah,
hope I
this
never get
is.
like that.
I know, I agree. But Cindy from Atlanta, thank you for sending us the story. That was juicy as shit. And honestly, they're asking for privacy. Like, I'm sure Bravo's calling, like, you just became hella more relevant. Let's get as much stuff as we can before you guys goes to jail. You want to pay for these
Well,
lawyers?
so Bravo's launching a new show. It's like Bravo celebrities do wife swap. And I think that she was gonna be like one of the first episodes, and then they just postponed the release date of this show. I'm not sure they're gonna air her episode or not, but like Bravo, you would think that the network would have your back, but if a network thinks that they're gonna be associated with something illegal, they no way. They don't want
Yeah,
nothing
that's
to do
true.
with that. It's no different than like if you get caught being like a racist prick on social media and then like people from TikTok and Instagram come after you, it will get back to your employer and then they will fire you, especially if you work in an at-will state. They will absolutely fire you and say that, you know, they don't share the same views as the subject in this video. They will turn on you in a heartbeat. No one has your back, you know what I mean? So
Totally.
so Bravo, she might have thought that she had loyalty with Bravo, but no way. They're done with her.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Man. Well, we shall see. We have to stay tuned with this one, obviously, since this case is just getting started. But again, thank you guys. Emails from the listeners. If you want to send us an email, have a question, have anything to say, is your roommate fucking with you? Do you have questions with your relationship, any pop culture news, anything? Shoot us an email. FratChatPodcast@gmail.com.
Or even just if you want to compliment the things that I wear in my eyewear
Yes.
collection.
Like
Maybe a
his,
recent haircut.
like his weird handkerchief thing that he can't tie. Ascot, if you will.
It's
But
so
yes,
pretty,
anyways.
right? One side it's got stripes, and the other side it has ice cream cones and strawberries. It's not gay.
Now, I expected gayer. Like little penises and stuff, and then it's just me.
Give it time.
I'm just old school. Anyways, we do have some juicy news. Shout out to Dr. Gray Fang on social media, putting this news in front of our eyes. This is the cool part. That was epic. But anyways, this story smells like trouble, literally. And CMO sent this to me, and it's just fucking. Anyways, a teaching assistant at West Florence High School in South Carolina just got arrested for allegedly turning the school into a biohazard zone using fake poop spray. Yeah, you heard that right. Fake poopy spray. I'll tell you honestly, I failed to see the problem so far. I feel like of all the things that are wrong with the world today, a little poopy spray is not one of them. But anyways, 32-year-old Alexander Paul Robertson Lewis, wow, many names, was hit with charges of disturbing schools and malicious injury to property over 10 grand because apparently this guy took senior prank energy and applied it to the entire HVAC system. Holy shit! Between August 25th and September 19th, Lewis allegedly sprayed this internet bought liquid ass style product all around campus. The smell was so bad that students and staff started to feel dizzy, nauseous, and even needed medical attention. Holy shit. And get this, the damage was not just to everyone's noses. Cleaning and repairing the school air conditioner, which apparently helped spread the stench, racked up over $55,000 in damages, which I'm not going to lie, is a hell of a price tag for a fart joke.
Yeah.
He was released on bond around September 22nd, and he's due in court this week on October 15th. So for now, he's out, but maybe not allowed within 100 feet of a can of Febreze. So we shall see what happens with this guy as well.
Can I comment on this?
Of course. Woo!
All right, so I don't know if you can hear me out there, Alexander Paul Robertson Lewis, but you are my hero. And I support this prank and all future pranks that you come up with.
I agree, and
It's
I mean this is
brilliant.
America. This is where you're supposed to be able
Fucking
to be the land of the free, home of the brave. Where pranking is supposed to be cool. Where I remember sitting in Venezuela watching tons of '80s movies where all they would do was prank people. It was hilarious.
Totally. And also, Pete Heggs has said recently that hazing's okay
Totally.
in the military
Totally.
specifically.
Totally. That's why.
So he's just preparing these kids for a future in military service potentially.
Exactly. So they'll be ready to serve the great leader, Donald Trump. Oh God. Anywho,
I love a good fart spray and a good poop joke, but to attack an HVAC system, I mean, wow, like, wow. the thought that went behind that is so impressive.
I know, dude. It's
Just don't do it at my place of work or my building.
yeah,
'Cause
no,
that's
I
gross,
agree.
but I can laugh at other people's misfortune.
and who knew fart spray could do that much damage to an HVAC system? But I guess he did it for like a long time.
Mhm.
But like, who knew? Maybe it's actual fart.
Maybe.
I wonder how I always wonder how it's made. They just have a guy in there with a can up his ass. All right, it's failed. Give me another bean burrito and another can. I'm ready to go. That's 16 today. All right.
Nice.
Fart spray Tim. Always ready to make some more fart spray. Anyways.
I think you mentioned an interesting statistic before the show started.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And it's the dudes at Right Wing Watch on Instagram, which is where honestly we get a lot of our not the drag queens segments from, because they are very good at tracking this stuff. So if you want to keep an eye on this kind of stuff, check them out on Instagram at Right Wing Watch. But they reported at least 42 right wingers who made news for child sex crimes in just the month of September
Ooh,
2025.
just 1 month.
In
God
just 1
damn.
month. And in the previous month, August, they recorded 28. And I looked up, because obviously you might say, well, Carlos, that's skewed. What about the drag queens? Since this something you talk about on the air all the time, I saw if I could find any notable drag queens that had any child sex crimes, and there was only one in the whole time. So
Oh yeah,
that
what was their name?
let me see. Da-da-ba. Da-da-da. I forgot where I saved it. But it was something like doing stuff online, a kid or some shit, and uh, those 1 to 41 plus 28, 69. No way.
My mom is 69.
Nice. That's why your dad's always
Nice.
smiling. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
a happy guy. I don't know why.
Let's see. Yeah, no, I don't have the drag queen's name.
No
But anyway.
worries.
Anywho, but yeah, it's an interesting factoid. Before we get into a quick edition of not the drag queens, because and again, big shout to Right Wing Watch for this one, because man, this story is rough. It happened down in Midland, Texas. A 41-year-old man named Derek Lance Collins is back in hot water after cops took a second look at his electronics and found even more disgusting evidence. Collins was already busted in August for having child sex abuse material, but he's now facing additional felony charges for online solicitation of a minor, a second-degree felony in Texas. According to police, they found the messages on the KIK, or the Kick app, where Collins had sexually explicit conversations with someone he knew was 14 years old. Yeah, he acknowledged her age and kept going. Turns out this isn't his first rodeo either. He also has 3 outstanding warrants from another county for similar crimes involving minors under 14. So now he is stuck behind bars with a $600,000 bond. And honestly, that's one guy who needs to stay exactly where he is. Like, what a fucking dumbass. They already had you for shit and you're out there looking at more shit? Are you just like, I'm going away anyways, might as well jerk it as much as I can on the outside before they get me? Like, is that the thinking? Like, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
3 outstanding warrants of people that have come forward. Do you know what I mean? Because the average victim of a sex crime, I think, probably doesn't come forward because it's
Mhm.
embarrassing and shameful. So he's a serial pedo.
Yeah.
Not just a
Fuck that guy.
onesie twosie. Whoops. You can't blame drinking or like I
Yeah.
didn't know she told me she was older. No. This is like
You're a
unfortunately
fucking
your
diddler.
sick type. Yeah.
Yep. And you need to be put away. Like you can't like I was a fat kid growing up, all right? I know a little bit about bad self-control. Come on, dude. What the fuck? Are you serious? Are you serious? And who's into like little girls like that? Ew. I just don't understand pedos, period. I don't understand like people who do sex crimes anyways, but pedos in particular. Like, what is it about children that fucking ew. Ew, ew,
I
ew, ew.
I
Ew, ew,
think
ew.
that well, unfortunately we can't interview Jeffrey Epstein because he was murdered. So
Oh shit! And there's stuff coming out about the crime scene too. That's getting juicy.
yeah.
That's you know.
I think that Donald Trump had an interview maybe on Howard Stern where he was talking about um uh 12-year-olds or he wouldn't date anyone under 12. Was there a quote similar to that? I think I'm misquoting it, but
It was something like Donald. Is there a number that's just too young? Is there a number that you just wouldn't go? Well, I wouldn't go any younger than like 12. Okay, believe me. I'm not a monster.
oh,
It's like 12. You should have picked. You couldn't go a little higher, buddy. Yeah, and this is he also bragged about walking into the Miss Teen Universe or whatever. Miss Universe is where
no.
these girls are like 17. Some of them are even 16. He's like, yeah, I just walk through it since I'm the owner. No one says anything. I just come in and I tell them I'm checking everything out, just making sure everybody's safe. Okay, believe me.
And then you
I'm just
grab
in
him
here.
by the pussy.
It's like, don't mind me, girls. I'm just in here making sure you're all safe. Okay. You can keep the boobies out. Okay, believe me. Obama wouldn't check your safety, but I'm here. Okay, believe me. Let me see those boobies. Making sure they're safe.
Fox News talks about how much of a ladies' man Barron Trump is.
Ew.
Like, oh,
Now they're trying so hard. Fox News is so stupid. They are monarchy TV though at this point with Trump.
hmm
Every once in a while, they'll sneak in something against him, but for the most part, like for example, and it's not really against it. I mean, it is because it's the cause of his policies, but like they have to report on things like the jobs numbers, the jobs reports that came lower, like the economic stuff. Like they can't lie about that. Like you know what I mean? Like those are numbers.
they just
So when
blame
that stuff
Biden.
comes out, they report it, but then they bury it in 48 million hours of conspiracy theories about Joe Biden's wiener or some shit, or his son's balls. I don't know what the fuck these weirdos are talking about now. And praising Donald Trump the rest of the time. So it is like monarchy TV at this point. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, look at the first family. Let's cut to Don Jr., who is so handsome. And they just go, my daddy is the greatest president ever. Are we live?
I heard a podcast say that someone told Donald Trump about Christine Nome shooting her family dog, and then uh Donald Trump said to his son Don Jr., he's like, "You wouldn't even do that, and you kill everything." Like, what an interesting quote, right?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That is. He does look like a terrible version of that Christian Bale movie, American Psycho. Which is wild.
Don't you
Obviously,
think?
still a book, but he reminds
Don't
me
you?
of that. But like a stupid version of it. He gets everything wrong. But just since he's the president's son, then just don't prosecute him.
I feel
It's like
like
doing cocaine on live TV. It's like, come on.
if Beavis and Butthead were two real people, I think it would be the two oldest sons of Donald Trump. They give me
Yeah,
Beavis and Butthead energy.
they look just like him too. They
Because
literally
Beavis
look
and Butthead were
just
such
like Beavis and
tweakers.
Butthead. One's
They were such
blonde, one's
yeah,
brunette. They
they were
have like the
such
skinny build.
tweakers. Yeah.
The giant heads, and they kind of like look like yeah. Come on, butthead. Yeah,
Weird.
shut up, Beavis. Don't wait. Tell Daddy again. We're gonna bomb Korea. Yeah. Come on, butthead. Fire.
I'm Cornholio. Was that who he was?
I am Cornholio. I need
TP
TP for my bunghole. Bungholio.
Oh, TP. I always thought it was PP. That makes
When
more
I was
sense.
little, I thought it was PP too, but then I got
TP for my
older and
butthole.
matured and realized I need TP for my bunghole.
Yeah. Of course you do.
Oh boy. But anyways,
What's the topic for today? Speaking of politics.
Speaking of the old politiques, I'm not gonna lie, this is a fun one. I had to give credit where credit is due, because I definitely wouldn't have thought of this if it wasn't, for once, for the dumbest person Pete Hegseth. He's sitting here talking about fitness and stuff, and how Americans and serving people who serve America need to be in better shape and whatnot. That we figured, why not do some research and see who's been good about this or who's been bad about this. So, ladies and gentlemen, this week we're going to give you a list, and not just any list. This is a top 5 list on each side. We're going to put these presidents to the test, every single one of them, and see where they land. Are they fit? Are they skinny? We don't know just quite yet, but we will by the end of the show, because we have the top 5 most fit presidents, and we have the top 5 heavyweight kings of the world. And we shall see if your favorite presidents land on either side. And I'm not going to lie, we have a surprise entry in there that you'll be surprised to hear. Maybe it pops up a couple times. It's good stuff. This is going to be a good list. It's going to be a fun list. Honestly, I enjoyed researching this one. This was fun. As a former fat kid, this was oddly therapeutic.
I can't relate because I've always been a spitting image of health. Thank you.
Yes, totally. You with your homemade enemas to lose weight.
I developed arrhythmia from abusing diet pills. Whoops.
Oh,
Sorry, Mom.
Anywho, should we start with the fittest or the heavyweights?
I think the heavyweights.
All right. So, at number 5, we're gonna go with the one and only Teddy Roosevelt. But note, this is old Teddy Roosevelt, the former bull moose turned big boy, because early Teddy was built like a fucking CrossFit pioneer before CrossFit was even a thing. But by the end of his life, the man had the energy of a lion and the waistline of a barrel-chested uncle who insists he could still play football. Just give him the ball. Come on, coach, put me in. His breakfast included eggs, steak, biscuits, and enough coffee to keep Starbucks in business for a week. And even when his doctors told him to chill on the eating, Roosevelt just said, I am only an average man, but by George, I work harder than the average man. Translation, fuck off, doctor. He was also a bad man. And we'll find out more about that later. But he was not just fat. He was alpha fat. He was pH fat. And maybe we'll see him again. But yeah, Teddy Roosevelt, old Teddy Roosevelt, was comes in at number 5 officially, and he would have been in the not quite 260-pound range, but definitely over 220, maybe 230-ish. When
He
he
doesn't
was
look
old.
very tall in pictures.
Yeah, exactly. So he is. He's not a huge guy. And note, people back in the day didn't weigh more than like 150 pounds. People were a lot smaller, just all around. So someone weighing like 230 pounds would have been like a pretty big dude. But anywho, what do you want to start with, Mr. Mo?
Gerald Ford. And can I tell you that when I was researching this, a lot of these names I can't put a face to. So I have the numbers of like when they like were in office, so I kind of gauge the fashion of that time frame. But I don't know any of these people. So Gerald Ford, I've heard of Ford Modeling Agency. I'm not sure that they're related.
No, I don't think it has. I don't think it's named after a
I've
friend.
heard I've heard the name Betty Ford, that I think is his wife.
I don't know.
But I
Yeah, she was
I
a former first lady. Yeah, so yeah, probably.
but I don't really know much about his politics or whatnot. I think that
This
when
isn't
Nixon
about
got in
that. This is
trouble,
about his sexy abs.
yeah, I think that when Nixon got in trouble, he took over. I think he was the vice president. Is that what happened
Yep,
with
yep.
him?
He pardoned him.
Okay, so anyway, Gerald Ford, he was president only for like most of a term, 1974 to 1977. I think he died like maybe 10 years ago, whatever.
Oh,
So,
wow.
here's some fitness highlights. So he was a star football player at University of Michigan, and he actually turned down professional NFL offers. He
Wow.
stayed fit by being active through golf, swimming, and even skiing throughout his presidency. And his training style was sports-based fitness with a focus on endurance and agility. So I guess that was just the way that he kept saying during his presidency, like, this is stressful. I need to relieve stress. So I'm not going to fucking intern. I'm going to hit the treadmill. I'm
Totally.
going to spin
And
some laps.
apparently, this dude woke up at 5:30 in the morning to fucking do this shit, which is not easy to do, especially when you live with seasons. Uh, yeah, he was a tough motherfucker. So let's see. He would swim about apparently a quarter mile, and it would take him about 14 minutes to do so, which is pretty good, actually. Not bad, especially for an older guy. This is during his presidency. So he was like a fucking fit motherfucker, and he always kept around 194 pounds, apparently.
Yeah, and he lived a long life.
Yeah, yeah, he really did. I mean, if he didn't die not long ago, but it's funny that despite being super athletic, he was apparently known for being somewhat clumsy. He would like
Yeah,
slip and
they
stumble and
made
made the
fun of him
news
on
on
SNL a lot.
SNL. I was just thinking about that. Dana Carvey, I think it was that did it. He would like trip and fall, or no, was it Chevy Chase? I think it was
Mm,
Chevy
I
Chase.
think
Yeah,
it's
because it
Chevy
was in the
Chase
70s.
too.
Yeah, it's in the 70s. Dana Carvey was in the 90s. Yeah, it was Chevy Chase. He would do the trip and fall, and that's what he became famous for a long time. Uh, yep, that's wild. That's wild. That's a fun one. That is a fun one. Now I have to see what Gerald Ford looked like in college. Just to see. Oh wow, he's a handsome dude. He really was. He looks like a fucking NFL star.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Here, I'll text you. I'll text you a picture right now. I just sent it to you. He had great hair too. Look at him. I'd do him. Did you get it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Handsome dude, right? Pretty good shape.
Nice quads. Nice glutes.
Yeah, he can, and you see, he can bend down for you.
Yeah. And you know what? I don't need silverware for that dinner. Not washing no dishes, just my teeth.
Oh yes, SEMO. Oh shit. Anywho, now we're moving on again to the heavyweight kings. We're at number 4 for the top 5 heaviest presidents. Goes one that you just had to know was going to be on this list, and it is the current president of the United States, the one and only Donald Trump, the fast food fiend, where they're listing him. I mean, this is just crazy. If there was like a Diet Coke nationalism category, Trump would be the number 1 with a golden trophy shaped like a Big Mac. But officially, his White House physician listed him at 6'3" and 243 pounds, which
No
conveniently made him 1 pound under obese on the BMI chart. But let's just say the math looks like it was done by the same people who counted the inauguration crowd the first time.
Yeah,
right?
I'd say so.
Now, Trump's eating habits are legendary, and I didn't know this. I knew he loved McDonald's. I knew he's like the first president to treat the Oval Office like a McDonald's drive-thru. But his go-to meal is a fucking lot. It's a crazy combo. Let's call it the Trump combo of 2 Big Macs, 2 Filet-O-Fish sandwiches, and a chocolate shake, which is over 2,400 calories. And that's right before the Diet Coke chaser that he has too. Like that's a lot, dude. Like I'll have, for example, a Big Mac, some fries, and like a couple of nuggets, and I'm fucking full. Like I know a Big Mac by itself is not that filling these days, but having 2 of those plus 2 Filet-O-Fish is crazy.
No wonder his circulation sucks and he's got fucking cankles out the wazoo.
Yeah, no, that's not good. And he reportedly loved fast food because it was quote unquote clean and quote unquote untampered with, which is the most paranoid yet relatable reason ever given for crushing a quarter pounder. Now, fitness wise, Trump has proudly stated that he considers exercise it's dangerous because it uses your body's finite energy. Again, believe me, it's just you got your energy, and there's only so much energy you got. So if you work out a little bit, it's gonna run out. Okay, believe me, that's why I stay so healthy. I never hit the gym. So while other presidents hit the gym or went for runs, Trump was basically the anti number 1 on this list. Who you'll find out who it is later, because his idea for cardio was golfing while riding in a golf cart. And
You know what? That's like at my gym. You like on the 4th floor is like where like most of the free weights are, and
Right.
people take the elevator, and I'm like, why are you even going to the gym if you're gonna take
I
the
know,
elevator?
dude.
The stairs. I mean, like what? So
There's 2 spectrums of people that I hate. The person that runs to the gym and like gets a workout before. It's like, bitch, just fucking, you just worked out. Like, what are you gonna run home after this? Like, double workout, you fucking overachiever.
yeah.
And the person who takes the elevator at the gym. It's like, bitch, why are you here?
I only give it leeway if you just worked out
Or if
your
you're like
leg
handicapped.
so hard.
Or if you just did legs. Yeah.
And you're nervous about going downstairs. I get it. Like there's sometimes I'm like, thank God for this railing because
Oh, totally.
that's the only leeway I give.
I've done some heavy leg lifts one days where you're going down the little steps and it's like, ooh, okay, that kind of hurts. Your legs just feel weak. It doesn't even hurt. It's just like when you go down, it's just kind of like wham, they just buckle, you know. So yeah, you can eat some shit. But anyways,
Well, I want to
who
just comment
you
that
got?
you just said that, a lot of other presidents, worked out and did a lot of cardio. I was gonna say honorable mention could have been Bill Clinton
Bill
because
Clinton.
he was known for doing a lot of early morning runs, which really
Yep.
panicked his Secret Services. They were like, "Get out of these streets," So,
And here's the funny thing: Bill Clinton also loves his McDonald's. So here's the
Yeah.
thing, and you look at Bill Clinton. I mean, sure, he's He kind of aged like the Crypt Keeper at this point. I think
Yeah,
it's just
he's
all the
scary
souls
looking.
of those young women are just leaving his body. And he's like,
Yeah.
yeah. And he sits there, oh, my fellow Americans, I need some young blood in my body. He pulls out his
Maybe.
saxophone and try to suck him back in, but it's just like, nope, that's too late. It's like Shang Tsung in the Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah. Your
But yeah,
soul is
he loves his
mine.
McDonald's, and it goes to difference zone of you can love your McDonald's, I still do, but you gotta work out to make up for it.
Mm.
Some days I've even gymmed and McDonald's on the same day, but you gym enough where then you can eat whatever the fuck you want that day and you don't feel so bad. So even gymming on your cheat days is like a great idea. So you can enjoy the best of both worlds. But yeah, you gotta be able to work out, and it's a great example of yin to the yang, I guess. Both dudes love their Big Macs, but one of them fucking does something about it. So
Well,
kudos
you know,
to Billiam.
Bill Clinton, I was going to put him down as an honorable mention, but then I remembered that he couldn't even get up from his chair to hook up with an intern. So I thought, maybe you are a lazy fuck.
Totally.
So sorry,
Totally.
Bill, you didn't make the cut.
But
You
to be
can't even get up
fair,
from behind the desk for a
to be
blowy.
fair, that probably was half the kick about it. You know what I mean? Like you're sitting there, it's like you're sitting there at work at your work desk. Someone comes and offers you a BJ. You probably take it. Obviously not from Monica Lewinsky, given your situation. You know,
Though,
but
with the security that they have at the White House, security guards knew before everyone else did. You know
oh
that they were
yeah,
sworn to secrecy. Bill was like, "Listen,
totally.
I'm gonna give you a nice bonus if you don't tell people all the interns." 'Cause I don't think that Monica's the only one. I think she's the only one that
And
came
those dudes are
forward.
ride or die for the president. They really are. They're
Yeah.
signing up to protect the president, and they really do take that seriously. But it's not like it's a new thing for the president to go around getting poon. You look around. It's been going around since at least JFK, and I'm sure way before that. It's like they, they would set it up so Marilyn Monroe could give JFK BJ's and shit as well. So it's not really. Uh, it's I feel like maybe it's part of the training even. Like, all right, if the president's a homeball and you need to keep him safe, you bring him to the blue room. See, that's the anti-blue ball room. That's where you can relieve him, and then you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So
And then
I feel
Hillary
like
says, "Where's my husband?" And they're like, "Oh, don't you worry. He's getting a massage. We're relieving some
that's
stress. A little
right.
reflexology, but he'll be good as new in just maybe knowing him 3 minutes. I think he just needs about 3 minutes."
3 minutes exactly.
She's like, "Oh
Oh
wow, all
shit!
that in 3 minutes?" Yeah,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
we are good at what we do here at the White House, man.
Hmm hmm
That's why it's white. But never. Well, that's another topic for another day.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Well, next on my list, um, I have. Well, actually, we talked about Trump. We talked about Bill Clinton. I guess, of like some of the modern day presidents. Next on my list
yeah,
is Barack Obama.
yeah.
So we've all
Number
seen the
4.
picture of him in the waves at the beach. Like,
He's
was
pretty
he on a
pretty
boogie
ripped dude.
board at one point? Like he's a pretty fit guy. He looks pretty good, even with his shirt off. Like I think that the ladies and a lot of gay men were like, okay, we can get down with this. So,
Yeah,
he played basketball almost every day and did consistent gym workouts, and actually he kept a portable gym on Air Force One, which is like their fancy plane, and he
that's
would train
dope.
early in the morning. So like he would never let travel get in the way of his workouts,
Yeah.
which included like strength training, cardio, and of course basketball for conditioning. So he kept his fitness as a priority, and so did his wife Michelle Obama, who has like
Mhm.
banging like buff arms. I mean, she's a
Yeah,
fit
she
person
does.
too, and I think it's nice that as a family, like they set a good example for like taking charge of your physical health. I mean, like genetically, you can't control like what genes you got, so you might be predisposed to some things more than other things, but like they were like, well, there are some things in our control, and so we're going to eat well and we're going to work out and we're going to take our health seriously. And like we don't
Yeah,
see
no,
that in this
totally.
current administration.
And it's funny because Obama famously was a cigarette smoker. I don't know if he still does, but he was famous. And at the time when he was president, I worked for Department of Defense actually, and I was I worked at Fort McNair, which is very close to the Capitol, very close to the White House, and all that stuff in DC. And sometimes Obama would come in and like play basketball with the soldiers and stuff that were in the fort and the Marines and whatnot. But he would also famously come in sometimes when he was stressed, and the helicopter would land. He would come in, smoke a cigarette, chill out, decompress for a little bit, and then go do his thing. But yeah, it was always like, yeah, he's over there or some shit. He came through earlier. He played with the Marines, or he smoked a cigarette. Uh, but again, it's a little bit about balance. The man works out 6 days a week, and he had the most stressful job of the year. We can cut him a break, but I feel like he doesn't smoke anymore.
I can't get down with cigarette smokes, but I don't mind a pipe, specifically a penis pipe.
Yeah, he
Waka
does.
waka. Heyo.
Yeah, no, I have to say, the other day I weirdly was like, I kind of miss smoking cigarettes, but I don't miss cigarettes at all. But it was kind of fun at the time, smoke when you're driving. It was like something to do, or like at parties and stuff. And any after meals was good too. It was like a little routine, and sometimes you feel cool smoking, especially after you have a couple drinks. It was like, yeah. But now when I see people smoking cigarettes, I'm just kind of like, eh. It almost feels like, why? You know what I mean? Like, weed is legal, so you can just do that. And like, I guess even though there's not as much research out on vapes, I just feel like there's no way a vape can be as bad for you as a regular cigarette. I just feel like there's no fucking way. All the carcinogens in a cigarette are fucking awful. So I don't know. I feel like,
If you roll your own cigarettes, is it healthier? You just take fresh tobacco and put it in like
yeah, I
rolling
guess
papers?
technically speaking, because there's not as many chemicals, but you're still burning the tobacco. You're still inhaling smoke and paper. So that's why, like, even like smoking weed, like doing it out of pipe is better, and doing it out of vaporizer would be the best way because then you're getting vapor. That's probably the healthiest way to do it, or edibles, really, but then it's processed differently. But with tobacco itself is a very harsh plant. That's what the smoke, like people with cigars, you're not supposed to really inhale. And one cigar equals like 3-4 cigarettes, and even more depending how big they are. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
not as chemical, but still way, it's just not good to inhale tobacco. It'll still give you cancer in the long run. You just maybe, I don't know, maybe won't get the same as aggressive. I don't know. I can't even make that claim. I don't know. I feel like at the end of the day, it's still not good for you. But it's funny that Trump hates Obama, and he landed and the number 4 heaviest president, and Obama landed in the number 4 fittest president. I find
Yeah.
that so
Remember when
ironic and
do you,
hilarious.
do you remember when President Obama won the Nobel Peace Prize?
Ah!
Let's have a round of applause. That was such an incredible moment for our country, for the world. I just wanted to just remind our listeners about the class act and world leader that was Barack Obama. Who won it
Yeah.
this year? I think it was a Venezuelan. Do you know her?
Oh yeah. Yes, I do. I do know her. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't even like love her at all, but I just think it's hilarious that he lost to a woman from Venezuela of all places. And
Did
after like
did you
campaigning so hard for it,
did you hear what he said?
that she like called him and was like, I want it for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no way.
Yeah. Yeah, and
There's
I
no
saw one of the comments on. I saw it online on the internet, and someone commented that that was like one of his White House staffers that called pretending to be her. Like, hello, Mr. Trump, it's me.
And he's like, "Can we get a translator in here? We talk English here at the White House."
Oh, I love you, it's me, Maria Corina. I
Oh
got
my God,
tacos and
Christ
queses.
almighty. Hey guys, we got fucking Selena on the phone over here. I don't know what the hell she's saying. Can we get some help? Oh my
Okay,
God.
she's starting off with the chin stuff. I don't understand what she's saying. Okay, believe me, I have no idea what she's saying. So I'm gonna hang up on this woman and get me a Big Mac. Christ
Yeah,
Almighty.
Christ almighty. Well, who's next on
Oh,
your
shit.
list?
Well, up next, we got the number 3 heaviest president in U.S. history. And next, we're going on with good old William McKinley, who was known as the Gilded Age Carnivore. And note, he wasn't quite like number 1 level fat, but the dude was built like a Thanksgiving dinner with legs. He was like,
Ooh,
he was about 5'7" and clocked in around 200 pounds, which doesn't sound insane today, but no, Donald is at least like 6'1" and like 250, 260, which is what estimates really say, even though his White House one claims he's like 243, which is bullshit. Um, this guy is considerably shorter. So at 5'7", he'd be like an inch shorter than me, and 200 pounds, not really a lot of muscle there. Very portly guy. So, and again, keep in mind that the average guy weighed around 150 pounds back then. So this man apparently was the type of dude who'd show up to a state banquet and be like, yeah, I'll have the meat, all of it. I'll have all the fucking meats. Like, he ate every meal like it was his last. It was all red meat, sausage, and ham. Those were like his holy trinity. He was literally a meat guy. No salads, no vegetables ever, just fucking vibes and beef, baby. And coffee. He also loved his coffee. He had so much coffee that historians say the man drank like over a gallon of coffee a day, which sounds less than like a diet and more like a cry for help. But he was basically a human carrot. And as far as exercise, oh fuck, man. His idea of fitness was standing up to greet visitors or walking from the table to the cigar room. In fact, some say his nickname should have been the Commander in Beef. If you know what I'm saying.
I'm actually looking up online who William McKinley is. I never heard this name before.
Oh, nice. Well, now you're learning something
Yeah,
today.
I'm learning something. I'm like, oh, if you ask me who the following were who the following were presidents, Joe Schmo, Susie Q, William McKinley. I'd be like, well, William McKinley definitely doesn't sound correct, so I'm gonna eliminate
Yeah,
that
right.
one.
He sounds
Let's go with
British.
Susie Q.
Now, despite this man's heavy eating, apparently his wife thought he looked distinguished, which is the 19th century way of saying you carry that dad bod with dignity, which I have to give her credit for, because nothing says true love like thinking gout looks sexy. So to that,
Oh,
I
not the
salute you.
gout.
And let's be honest, he was America's original meat sweat patriot. And if cholesterol could vote, McKinley would have won by a landslide. He was basically built like the guy who doesn't play sports but wins every hot dog eating contest at the company picnic. And for that, we salute you, Willie McKinley.
It
Yeah,
says that his second term ended early when he was shot on September 6, 1901 by Leon, some anarchists, and he died 8 days later and was succeeded by Vice President Theodore Roosevelt.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And if you look at him, he was a portly dude.
If
Yeah,
you're
like
not in
that.
good shape and you get shot, your body can't bounce back if you're not taking care of yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to do the double chin tip thing here, but since I'm getting skinny, I'm kind of losing the ability to do it. But it's like you kind of look like that, just standing up straight.
Yeah.
Like what he did, like man,
He
yeah, he's a big boy.
He lost
He's a
his life, but
big
not
boy.
before he lost his neck. Okay, so
Ew. Anywho, who you got next, Mr.
this one
Melly?
I was actually surprised about, but the internet doesn't lie. The
That's
internet
right.
is
Never
always honest.
has.
Never in a million years. So
Right,
this
Q?
guy, I just know as W, but he's formerly known as George W. Bush. He
Strategically.
he was in he was president at the end of my high school career and through college for me. So
Just
from
remember, CMO,
2001 2009.
fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, but you can't get fooled again.
I remember he said, "It's so great to be in the great state of Chicago," and I was like, "Woo, I don't think that's what you mean." Um, so he actually ran a marathon in 3 hours 44 minutes, which is like pretty impressive for a recreational runner, you know. But
Yeah,
he
he's
was an
fit.
avid runner even during his presidency, and he also liked to mountain bike. So um, while he was at the White House, his White House routine included daily cardio and weight training. And he's also known for just emphasizing fitness, like encouraging people to be more fit at the White House,
Totally. So now
which we
here's
don't see today
yeah, and Bush.
because exercise is dangerous. It
Yeah,
uses all your finite energy.
and he would also he was a notorious he was a pretty good golfer, but Bush was like he was a strong guy. In fact, remember when he was talking about what's going on with violence in the Middle East, and he's just sitting there on the golf course talking to the media, holding his golf club, and he's like, "I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Now, thank you. Now watch this drive." And he turned around and fucking hit the zinger, like, "Bing!" And he was so proud. And I'm not gonna
You
lie, it
know
was
what?
like the most American thing I've ever seen in my life. He got so much shit for it, but in hindsight, it was like the coolest shit ever.
I think that, unfortunately, there were some wars that were fought that I don't think that we had any business being in. So,
Yeah, for a
so
long time.
I don't want to give him any compliments and then the listeners think, oh, so you supported George Bush. No, I didn't vote for him. I didn't support him.
No,
But I will say he's a decent artist. That's all I wanted to
yeah,
say.
he's a likable guy.
I'm
He's
surprised that he is as talented as he is when it comes to painting.
yeah, and he's honestly very likable. It's just, things just were not good when he was president, unfortunately.
I think that the beginning of the end for Ellen, who is like disgraced former talk show host, I think that when she was photographed sitting next to him at
Oh,
a
with
sporting
Bush.
event, that was the beginning of the end because a lot of the liberal Hollywood turned their back on Ellen. They were like,
Totally.
"You were a face of our liberal movement, being a proud lesbian, in a very coveted time slot, you know? And here you are
Totally.
hanging out with this guy." So yeah, that
I
was a
will say
big mistake for her.
he's more popular with the liberals nowadays, and his presidency has gained well, not his presidency, but he himself as a person has gained popularity again in hindsight. And he's spoken up against Trump too, and a
Yeah.
lot. So people don't hate him as much as they used to, but I mean, I don't know if it was all his fault. It was just like a lot of once in a lifetime things like 9/11 happened, the economic bubble happened, all these things where who knows if what's his face that ran against
Al Gore.
uh
No,
yeah, Al Gore and John
Cheney.
Kerry.
John Kerry.
If either of them was president, what would have happened? Who knows? But that war, man, that one in Iraq did not do anybody any favors. It definitely was not a good time to be around. So it sucks, but we'll just, it's just the reality of the situation. But anywho, on to the next one from Sexy Gore. I see an ambulance is coming by. These things are getting too hot over here.
Yeah,
FratChat
boy.
Podcast. But anyways, number 2 on the heaviest presidents goes to the one and only Grover Cleveland, the beer-bellied big boy, baby.
Oh my God, that's what they call Pete Hegseth.
That's right.
Beers, sometimes liquor, sometimes horse tranquilizers,
DUI
MDM,
Pete,
Molly,
DUI higher.
all the
But they
things.
call him the beer-bellied bitch boy. It's different. It's a little different than
Okay,
big
okay.
boy, but it's close. But
But
Grover
his
Cleveland was an
foundation is
absolute
beautiful.
unit. The man didn't just have a belly, he had an entire zip code around his belt line. We're talking about a man who proudly tipped the scales at 260 pounds, which in the late 1800s made him look like a human keg in a three-piece suit.
Ooh.
And fittingly, he loved his beer. Cleveland's campaign staff literally had to put him on a 4 beer-a-day limit because he was drinking 10 before lunch. 10! That's not day drinking, that's breakfast with barley. Now, his drink of choice was reportedly dark ale, because of course it was, and the man drank like he was trying to win a fraternity pledge week, which, I mean, shout out to you. And no, then came the food. Cleveland loved his meat, hearty, and his oysters by the dozen. And his go-to meal was basically steak, oysters, and whatever carbs were closest, which, fuck, man, I don't blame him. His favorite pastime was fishing, which for him meant sitting around on a boat and slowly turning into part of the furniture while slamming down cold ones. And he was the only president who could make gone fishing sound like gone bloating. Now, when he wasn't eating or drinking, he was still eating or drinking. His doctors tried to warn him about his habits, and judging by his side, his arteries probably sent out their own distress signals. But Grover did not give a fuck. He had that unshakable confidence only a man with a perfectly spherical belly can have. And hell, he even had secret jaw surgery to remove a tumor, which he hid from the public, probably because he didn't want to miss dinner. Now, if he were alive today, he'd be that uncle at the cookout who insists he's like watching his weight right before crushing down 3 burgers, half a rack of ribs, and a 6-pack. But the dude basically was, again, gout in a suit. And yet he pulled off 2 non-consecutive presidential terms, which is how much America loves a good eater. And again, for that, we salute you, sir. 260 pound in the 1800s.
Guess
That's a
what
big
killed
boy.
him?
Go on.
Just guess.
He gets shot.
No, heart attack. And
Ah,
what's interesting is like I feel like as in America we are so I'm gonna just say something that's kind of not nice, but we are so um active when it comes to educating the public about like cancer research and preventing cancer. And I think that there's a lot of great resources and there could always be more. But I think that, you know, the world gets behind breast cancer awareness and prostate cancer awareness and like things like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of
totally.
amazing foundations, but more people die of heart disease.
Yeah.
So I think people are so concerned with cancer screens, and they should be, but they don't do their due diligence to make sure that they are, uh, maintaining good cardiovascular health. And so, like, people should be doing, in addition to like a mammogram, they should probably also do a stress test. And
Yeah.
I think it's sad because people are like, I can't believe so and so had a heart attack. You sure? You can't believe it? Because
Well,
they
back then,
looked the
they
part.
didn't know shit, and their medical still was, medical system was still awful. But I agree with you.
But
I
what I
feel
want to
like
say,
now the president gets everything done to them. Now they get every single fucking. Whether they listen to their doctors, again, like I don't see Trump listening to anybody. He probably, if anything, a doctor says, Donald, you need to cut down on McDonald's. Oh, sure, doc, I'll take care of it. And as soon as the doctor leaves the room, you gotta make sure to fire that doctor. Okay, believe me.
but I but what I want to say that I think is a little bit controversial is that I think America is very hesitant to say anything that could come off as not being body positive, but there is direct correlations. There's a lot of factual information that correlates being obese with heart disease.
Factual.
And and so I think that America could do a little bit better by saying, hey guys, yes, big is beautiful sometimes, but there's nothing beautiful about my 600-pound life,
Mhm.
and anything in excess can be scary, and we need to do a better job of eating right and exercising. I'm not saying that you have to adopt crazy diet culture, but maybe you can limit some of the processed foods that you intake, and let's try some healthier alternatives, and let's just move a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I like it. I agree.
Anywho, enough of that big tub of nothing. Okay, so next up for fit presidents, this guy actually grew up not so healthy. He had a lot of health issues as a kid. But he I think it's probably known as one of the most attractive presidents that we had. And thankfully, because he was so attractive, um, when he debated Nixon on live television the first time, people attribute his looks for his winning the presidency. Because I think that people
Yeah.
were influenced by an attractive politician versus a sweaty, fevered Nixon because he was sick at the time of the debate. Okay, so
Totally.
I have here John F. Kennedy. Uh, Despite pretty like chronic back pain, I think I read somewhere that he had breathing on the asthma or something, but he had some like breathing issues as a kid.
Yeah, and he
He
got his
was
back stuff like from the war too. But he played football in college and he swam too. So he was a fit kid.
yeah, he was also like really big advocate for national fitness programs like in schools and things. You know what I mean? So
Totally.
so he uh exercised regularly, which included swimming and light calisthenics to maintain strength and mobility, and he encouraged this across the world. Well, I say the world, across the states, specifically in schools. Okay, so fun fact, he launched the 50-mile hike challenge to encourage Americans to get active. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes you can look fit but not be fit and vice versa. Like I have some friends who run marathons that they might not look like they run marathons, but they are a lot more fit than I am. So I'm not sure how fit he is compared to other people, but he looked the part. He looked fit.
Yeah. And and while in the White House, he apparently swam twice a day in the White House pool. He did calisthenics. He did nip ups, which is kind of like a sit up, uh, rise and movement thing. Sometimes even do them in his bedroom or the presidential jet, which helped both with stamina and managing his back pain. And doing this while suffering from various health issues, like Simo said. He had back pain, he had spinal problems, osteoporosis, and Addison's disease, and
Oh
which
yeah,
things that
Addison's
limited
disease.
him, but he worked through them. And he launched the Presidential Council on Physical Fitness, which pushed programs to increase participation in sports and all that stuff, which is where his that thing that you brought up, the 50-mile thing was part of. And it's interesting because that's something that RFK is in now. But of course, RFK is being RFK and, saying wild things like circumcisions cause autism nowadays. So, and that's a true story.
Why is he so fixated on autism?
I don't know, but he just also came out with another whammy where he was talking about uh a baby, like women's being pregnant and the baby,
Tylenol.
the placenta being in like somewhere where it shouldn't be, and like
Oh, I
everybody
know
was
what he
talking about
said.
like,
He said women are taking Tylenol because he's just announced that Tylenol is attributed to autism. So he said women are taking Tylenol while they're pregnant. The baby's in the placenta. Babies aren't in placentas. Babies are
yeah,
in uteruses, or uteri, I guess.
right.
But yeah, he clearly
He
doesn't
just
know
kept talking
female
about the
anatomy.
babies are in the placenta, and it's like, no, dude, what? That's literally not how it works. But he is on a quest. He literally admitted, we're gonna make the proof that Tylenol is bad for you. It's like, oh god, that's not how science works either, dumbass. Don't just
But I
make
think that
proof.
I feel like he just like has these like unfounded like small sampled like correlations. So in other words, like let's say it's Halloween night and he's giving out candy, and one of the kids comes up to his house and he's autistic and wearing a Batman uniform, Batman outfit. He's gonna go on True Social and say, "This just in, there's a direct correlation between Batman
Batman outfits.
memorabilia and autism. If your child wore a Batman costume on Halloween, please get tested and avoid Tylenol until further notice." Like, he's just a fucking weirdo.
To be fair, there are some signs that could correlate, to it. Like if your son is wearing it while trick or treating, sure, that's fine. But if your 32-year-old son is wearing it at his wedding, he might, be maybe on the spectrum a little bit.
Maybe.
Just saying. I'm just saying. And I love Batman.
Since we're on the topic, I was considering wearing that to your wedding, but I'm assuming based on what you just
But
said,
I'm already gonna wear
that's
it.
not
so I'm
appropriate.
sorry. You can be Robin. Robin's pretty
Okay.
gay.
We do have
know?
matching Batman pajamas.
Yeah, the onesies. That's true. You see, that's why we're great minds think alike.
Mhm.
I should have already told you though. But with the save the date, when I texted you, I should have just said no bat. I'm already doing Batman.
Yeah.
Anyways, now we are down to our number ones each, and we are looking now first at the number one heavyweight king in the presidency. And good Lord, this is a big boy. This is William Howard Taft, the unofficial presidential couch. That's how big this motherfucker was. Now, he is by far the undisputed heavyweight champ in the White House. In fact, Big Billy Taft clocked in at 340 pounds. Some sources say even more. He was literally built like a love seat with a mustache, if you look at this man. Now, his breakfast alone could feed a family of four. It was like massive amounts of steak, bacon, pancakes, and coffee, followed by equally enormous lunches and dinners. In fact, he was so large that it was rumored that he got stuck in the White House bathtub, which is why he ended up installing an extra large 7-foot long tub that could fit 4 grown men, because just in case, literally. Still, when your bathtub is bigger than some steaks, you just made the fucking list. Now, his doctors once put him on a scientific, quote, diet after he hit 350 pounds. But because he doesn't believe in fucking quitter, he kept sneaking butter rolls and champagne like a frat bro in a cleanse.
I'm dead.
Yeah. And despite the weight, and to his credit, he did try to slim down. He did walk 3 miles. Excuse me, got the hiccups. He did walk 3 miles every day. He logged every meal, which probably took like an entire book, and he wrote to his diet doctor obsessively. He also did horseback riding and golf. Poor horse. But rumor has it he needed a nap halfway through the back 9 when playing golf. But like every guy who's ever promised new year, new me, he eventually went back to the butter rolls. Still, he remains the undefeated heaviest president in American history. The heavyweight undisputed champ in the world of the U.S. The only man who could ever turn a state dinner into an Olympic event. And for that, we salute you, William Howard Taft. Boom, baby.
I'm
That's
looking
the
at
heaviest.
pictures of his wife, and ooh, what a dog.
Oh, no.
There's a picture of her and with a huge hat. It's like a fruit basket on her head.
Oh, yeah. Well, those were the hats they wore back
They
then.
just look so miserable.
But to be fair, pictures back then took like a while. Like, if you sat there smiling, you had to hold that for like a few minutes,
Probably.
So it's not the same as taking a picture now. But I don't think she was ugly. No way. If anything, she was way prettier than he was. And good Lord. She was like what women looked like back then.
Ugh. I would have been gay back then too.
But then that would have been you're right. Look at him. that's what dudes look like back then.
So my last one, Actually, there's some young pictures of him. I was like, oh, he was kind of a babe, just without the muffin chops, because I'm not a big fan
Yeah.
of those. But
We're coming full circle. That's
I
because he
guess
was
this
heavy
is
before. But
yeah. So I think this is kind of like bookends for the list today. So I'm referring to Theodore Roosevelt, who we mentioned earlier. He was president
he's
from
back.
1901,
That's
1909.
right.
But when he was
He was number
younger,
5 on the fattest side, the biggest side. Sorry, I can say it
so
though. I used to be
when he
fat.
was younger, he was like a boxer, wrestler, hiker, hunter, overall just outdoorsman,
He was
kind of
fucking
sexy.
ripped, dude. He
Yeah.
was like a CrossFit guy looking dude before CrossFit existed. Like he was like a man's man.
Now, as he got older, I think he got less interested. Maybe presidency is a busy job, and maybe he didn't do um as much in his later years, I guess. But when he was
Well,
younger, he was like the epitome of.
they say he was one of those dudes that was so badass that eventually he had a time where he could just coast off of that. You know what I mean? Like he didn't need to be as badass anymore because he already built up a resume of badassery where he had already done all these things. So he's like, fuck it. I'll just fucking eat. And, like I said, he was that uncle that would still say, you put me in, coach, I can still play in the NFL. It's like you're 63 with a heart monitor, for God's sake. You're not fucking playing in the NFL. I'm telling you, if you put me in, I can score a touchdown on these guys. You're 8 beers in. You're literally sweating while you eat that hot dog. Listen, you don't fucking fuck with me, I'll kick your ass. Like one of those uncles, you know what I mean? But when he was young, he could back it up. So that's the thing. Eventually, you do enough where it's like, eh. And I'm not gonna lie, to some a much smaller degree than him. But actually, maybe not even by far, maybe not that much smaller. I get it because like when COVID hit, and my gym closed. I was like, oh, well, I already had a 6-pack, so I don't really give a shit anymore. Like I've been there, done that. Let me just enjoy my meats and my foods, and then eventually everything will open up again, and then I can get back in shape. But then when things opened up much quicker than I expected, I was like, oh shit, I did not have time to get back in shape. And now I am chubby again. So I
Well,
get it. And then it just took a while to finally get the progress going. Um, so I totally have been there. But at the same time, not to his degree, hopefully. But yeah,
well, you know how like when
he was ripped.
Bill Clinton, then W, and then Obama, they went into the White House with darker hair and they came out with white hair.
Yeah.
So Theodore Roosevelt, Teddy, went in as he did, and then came out with a much bigger waist size, which happens.
Yeah,
Everyone
it
handles their
happens.
stress differently. But when he was in that White House, still he would engage still in boxing, horseback riding, and he enjoyed hiking as part of his like routine. But here's a fun
Nice.
fact: after being shot in the chest during a campaign speech, this badass finished the speech before getting medical attention. It
Yeah.
barely phased him.
He's a
So
bad motherfucker.
he's a bad bitch. That's why I put him as number one.
Yeah, baby. I mean, that's when you know you're a bad man. You can
Of
kick ass,
all
you can take names, and get shot and still do your speech.
Yeah, of all the presidents, if I were to have someone on my side during a bar fight, it would be Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh,
Maybe
100%.
Jackson, but probably Teddy Roosevelt.
Or you'd be surprised, actually, Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was a very good amateur wrestler, and he's also like 6 foot, whatever, like 6'6", 6'7". So he's a fucking big ass dude who could tire you up in a pretzel, in a heartbeat. So
Abraham
between those
Lincoln?
three, Abraham Lincoln. Abraham
Wasn't he
Lincoln
like a
was
skinny, like scrawny guy?
he was skinny, yes, but he was he was like 6'6", 6'7". He was a big motherfucker. But as long as you know what you're doing with wrestling, that's really more to it. Like that's what makes wrestling fun. That some of the bigger dudes I've ever choked out or beat up or taken down have all been things where like they're way stronger than me, but you tied up a like a certain way and like they just can't move. Even if your arm is like put here versus here, like you just now can't move it. It's like it's all about knowing how to tie people, put people in certain things. Same thing with jujitsu. which is why wrestlers translate into good jiu-jitsu guys usually. It's all about knowing those kind of things about the body. So someone can tie you up in a pretzel and you can't fucking move. It is the most humiliating way to go down. So yeah, meanwhile, Jackson was also a tough dude. He did fucking swim across a goddamn boat to after his ship was sunk. His ship was sunk. I just had a stroke saying that, and fucking took another one over and was able to win this battle in the American Canadian War in like the 1800s. So he was a bad motherfucker too. Definitely very fit. So definitely I'd have him by my side too. And who was and Teddy Roosevelt? Yeah, those three. With that threesome,
Ooh.
somewhat a pun intended.
Oh yes,
People say that Lincoln
good.
might have been gay.
Oh yeah, he definitely was. I mean, look at the lady he married too. Like she was not by any means.
Well, he loved to go to the theater.
Yeah, buddy.
Who on stage were you banging, bruh?
That's right. And some of his correspondence with other dudes was out there, and yeah, people knew, and which also explains why he also didn't love having a ton of security with him all the time, so he could go do his thing. But
Yeah.
more power to you, Lincoln. You freed the slaves. You can do whatever the fuck you want with whoever you want. So we love you, buddy. But anyways, that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, has been our list of the top, fittest, and heaviest presidents in the White House history. So, let us know what you thought of the list. Any presidents that you remember being on either side that you want to talk about, let us know. We can shoot the shit. FratChatPodcast@gmail.com. Or if you have any topics or anything you want to say, again, we can shoot the shit. FratChatPodcast@gmail.com. Don't forget emails from the listeners, people. And of course, you can give us a follow on all social channels at FratChat Podcast. That's on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Threads, or not TikTok, sorry, Threads, YouTube. That's what I meant to say. And you can also give me a follow. Check out my website, CarlosGarciaComedy.com. And you can also check me out on socials at Carlos Does the World, on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Threads, on YouTube. Carlos Does World, Twitter/X. And last but not least, check out my buddy CMO over here at chris.moore.comedy. That's in the old Instagram. That's in the old TikTok. And C More Comedy on Twitter/X.
Oh yeah.
Now, Mr. Mom, it's time for us to roll. Because I gotta go to the gym and then get a cheeseburger. So why don't you please get us out of here?
I support that, and I motion to adjourn this meeting.
And I second. All right, you guys. We'll be back next week for another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasts and time. It's the FratChat Podcast. Let's see ya.
Hamburger.